What if I told you you could be 10 times happier without putting in any extra effort whatsoever?
Sounds like a big promise there.
But we all know people who make happiness seem effortless. I'm staring at one now. His name is Nick. And it can be quite frustrating. But even though a lot of it has to do with genes, he got my mom's really happy gene, and I got my dad's a little more anxious gene, which is a real thing. Science backs that up. There is also a method to your madness that you have taught me over the 9 years of working together. And it's really this idea that your mind is a garden, and the seeds that you plant in that garden become the harvest that your garden produces.
Yeah.
So basically replace seeds with thoughts and ideas. What you put in is what you get out.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful concept because it's so easy to overlook you and just lay up your happiness to genes, but you actually put in daily work every single day, where every morning after your meditation, you are reading philosophical text, you're reading The Power of Now, you're reading the Tao, you're always filling your mind with positivity and content that inspires you and uplifts you. And those seeds that you're planting every day are continuously harvesting positive thoughts and a positive attitude. And it's just how the mind works. And you've taught me that. And now I've started doing that.
I'm glad.
And that's a big reason why we even started this podcast, because we want to be that for others and ourselves.
Yep.
So
which is a good point. We made this podcast actually to scratch our own itch. Mike and I drive into work every single day. We have a quick little commute, and we're like, what can we listen to on our commute in that really gets our mindset in the right place? And we just said, let's create it for ourselves and keep ourselves accountable to live the way we want to live. And that's why we created this. But going back to the whole point you were making, the mystic poet Rumi really says this so beautifully. Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds.
Ooh, okay.
Rumi spits fire.
Wow. All right.
Rumi was that man. He was that man. He was the ancient rapper. I'm not a rapper.
I think that's so true. And as usual, I'm the science guy.
Yeah.
There is science that makes all of this make sense.
What do you got?
And what I love about this science is that for the longest time, comparing myself to you and your natural happiness, regardless of this, I felt broken. Like, why am I basically felt like I have a broken brain. Like, my brain just is broken. It doesn't work properly. Like, why am I always unhappy? And I've dealt with unhappiness for a very long time. But luckily, I've built tools and, I've gotten to this place where I can honestly say, and I'm an honest guy, I always speak bluntly, honestly, sometimes to a fault. I am genuinely happy. I really am. And what I've realized is, yes, it's cute to tell the story of planting the seeds and whatever. It's a cute story and it makes it stick. But really what's happening in our brains is that you're not actually broken or not broken. It's just your brain is a programming machine.
Uh-huh.
And basically there are neurons in our brain, the nerve cells in our brain, that are having synapses, right? And
firing and wiring.
And the more you fire those neurons in your brain, the easier it is for those neurons to continue to fire. So you can think of it like a wide field of grass. Every time you have a thought, it's like you are walking down a path in that grass. And the more you walk down that path, the more you are forming a path through that grass, because the grass is getting patted down and now this path is getting clearer and clearer every time you have that same thought. Your brain is always looking for the path of least resistance. It wants to conserve energy.
Yeah.
So when you have these really clear neural pathways that are forming in your brain, your brain wants to go down them. So it feels really difficult at times to think positively because your brain has been wired for so long to think negatively and go down these easier paths.
Yeah.
what this does, what filling your mind with positive ideas does on a daily basis is, one, it takes absolutely no effort on your part. You're not actually like sitting there and doing affirmations or doing anything active. It's very passive, like do it on your way to work, XYZ. But you're basically creating new grooves in your brain, new repetitions that if you keep doing it long enough, eventually your brain will start to see a new clear path, and the weeds will actually grow into the negative paths. So now you're basically rewiring your brain to say, okay, here's a new path of least resistance because you neglected the old path for so long.
Yeah.
So it's not about broken or not. It's just, this is how your brain works.
And as you thought about your brain in another analogy as like a computer, basically the neurons and all that is basically the code that you put in there.
Yeah.
And if you just change the code, then the operating system changes and you start basically thinking differently than what you were in the past. And it's about taking out those negative seed or changing that negative code and replacing it with positive seeds or positive code. And some of the like examples of that negative seed are like negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is a negative seed. Every time you talk shit about yourself, you're, planting that seed of negativity in you. Every time you gossip about other people, another negative seed. Every time you just start doom scrolling on social media, negative seed. How do you replace that with positive? Simple. Daily gratitude, right? Positive affirmations, listening to positive content, whether it's an inspiring movie or a podcast like this. And the last one is actually doing acts of kindness. Doing an act of kindness for someone else actually changes your brain.
No, it's so true. I think that what this episode is really about, to make it one clear takeaway though, is take advantage of the passive time. Like, fill your mind with more positive things and remove negative things from your life. That is really what this episode is about. And be patient, because like the farmers say, the seeds you plant today are the harvest you reap tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Like, it takes time for these seeds that you're planting today to actually take hold in your brain and, create this new garden. So be patient with the thoughts that you're feeding it. Be careful, stand guard at the gate of your mind, and pay more attention to A, what's coming in, and B, what you want to eliminate. So the call to action for today is, I'm not going to say plant more seeds, because you're listening to this podcast, you already know the value of planting those daily seeds. So that's not what the call to action is. The call to action is to rip out the weeds. Find one thing in your life that is planting a negative seed, is planting weeds, and remove it. Whether that's, for me, for example, I deleted Instagram entirely. I don't know if that's something you want to do, like whoever's listening, but I've deleted it entirely because every time I go on that app, I can't control myself. It makes me miserable. So I just deleted the whole thing.
That's
I've cut out the news entirely. I don't get any news anywhere except X.
News is a big one, right?
I've cut out so many things.
I think another huge one is people, right? It's cutting out people that every time you're around them are negative and gossiping and make you feel worse than before you went to go see them. Cut those people out. And if you can't cut them out, at least set boundaries so that you limit your exposure to them.
Yeah. So let's wrap it up here. Thank you for listening to this podcast and planting this. Hopefully it's a positive seed. I think it is. Go out, stand guard at the gate of your mind today. Pay attention to what you're letting in, and remove some of the weeds. Remove just one thing.
Yeah.
That's the call to action. Remove one thing, whether that's deleting Instagram or deleting a news app or unsubscribing to some newsletter that triggers you every single time. Get rid of the triggers. There's no need for them. And just plant a beautiful mind.
And we'll see you here tomorrow again to plant another positive seed in you. Love you.
That concludes this episode. We hope you enjoyed it and hope you have an awesome day. Peace.
Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end.
If you're new here, we share daily mindset motivation in 10 minutes or less.
So if that's your vibe, hit subscribe or just check out another episode right here.